Mate, the date's very close, very close. I can't say too much, as much as I want to share with everyone, I can't. But all I'm saying is keep your eyes peeled, stay tuned. I think in the next week or so we should be dropping a fight date. And I know I can say that's definitely back here on home soil. Make my debut for No Limit, and man, I'm excited. I can't wait to bring the big fight finally back here after years and years on the road.
Can you say Australian opponent? Can we say that?
Look, we want to get them belts again, I had a taste of it, and I want to avenge that loss eventually, so it's going to be an international opponent. Don't know who yet, but yeah, like I said, we're hopefully days away from a fight announcement.
What is the roadmap back towards that world title shot? Is it when in a couple of weeks gets you back there, or you need one or two?
Look, with the opponents that are getting thrown around, one good dominating win will put us straight back in the seat for a world title shot, another opportunity. Now with No Limit and their connections with PBC, there's a lot of I think 3 of the 4 belts are held by PBC, so I think there's a few more options there to secure another belt, and that's what we want to do. I think 2-time has a good ring to it, and I know the path it takes to get here. It's a different mountain this time, but I'm going to plant the pyro flag at the top of that next mountain, and yeah, it's just back to what I know best.
Liam, what advice would you give to George Kambosos facing Richard Hitchens?
Good luck. It is what it is. Hitchens is a good fighter. If you watch the fight, the first 4 rounds, I remember coming back to the corner and Alfie said, we're doing this pretty comfortably, but respect to his boxing IQ, he changed up the game and went on the back foot on the retreat, which we knew what he was going to do. Look, I just wish him all the best. I'll back any Aussie, and if he gets it done, I'd love to have an all-out Australian showdown.
And how would that pan out?
Look, I'm confident that I'll definitely get it done, 100%.
How close was that fight to happening when you had the title, you and Kambosos?
Look, it was pretty close, but in boxing, there are a lot of things said. Until it's signed and sealed, you can't really believe anything, but look, it was pretty close. Unfortunately, it wasn't my night in the office in Puerto Rico for the second time, and Hitchens fought unbelievable that night, and yeah, look, it kind of maybe derailed the Pyro Kambosos for now, but we both get good wins back under our belt. I'm sure that's a fight that the fans would want to see, and a fight that make a lot of sense financially too.
Have you spoken to George about that fight at all? Has he asked you about Richardson?
No, there's no asking. It's every man for himself. In a way, it's yeah. Like I said, I wish him all the best. I think he's going to need every bit of luck and skill to get the job done.
Knowing Hitchens like you do, George has been into him about some fake diamonds. Do you think they could be fake?
Here we go, Sydney.
Look, I don't know, to be honest, I don't know. All them Americans love their jewelry, so who knows, and to be honest, I couldn't give 2 rats.
That Times Square card a few weeks ago, guys sort of around your weight class. You're watching those fights, not exactly high entertainment. What are you thinking when you're watching those kinds of fights with those names?
What I was thinking, what I was saying to my coach, Alfie, was get me in there with every single one of them. I want to take them all out. I was happy to see Rollers get the decision, the win. I've shared a lot of rounds with him over in Las Vegas, and look, it'd be good for him to come here and sell out a stadium in Australia. I think we could put on a hell of a show. There's mutual respect for each other, but man, business is business, and I want to keep proving that I am the guy of this division. A little minor setback, it just makes it back for a better comeback, and yeah, I'm just excited to keep paving my way in this division, and now especially on the Australian scene. I'm a proud Aussie, and I love to put on the show for my people, so I'll get to do that. I'm very looking forward to that.
If you had a choice between Teofimo Lopez or, say, Haney, what would you choose? What do you reckon your best route to success was between those two?
I'm confident I can get either one of them. It's just, I guess, boxing is a business. I want all the belts, so whoever offered the belts or the bigger numbers, I'd take, but I'd take them both, whatever order.
You think Haney's lost a step?
Going off his last fight, I think he was a little bit scared in there, but we'll see how he goes. He's got another win, so he did what he had to do, but he did look very hesitant in the ring. I think Garcia did shake a lot of confidence out when he rattled him.
That's what we got here. Canelo, Crawford. What are your thoughts and predictions for that one?
I honestly think Crawford's going to get it done by decision. I really think he's got enough skill to get it done. I think he's a lot hungrier. Canelo's last fights, I think he's just. Well, that might happen if you make $500 million. You know, he might relax a little bit. So I honestly think Crawford's going to get it done.